and this is FanCred's fourth quarter live, Monday Night Football, Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys lead 16-15. They have the ball. Before we dive in, I do want to remind you, go to MyBookie.ag, use the promo code FanCred. They will double your deposit, and there's going to be some live action, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. So as we sit here, 14:30 left in the fourth quarter, Cowboys leading by 1. Dak just threw an incomplete pass to Witten, and the Cowboys will have a 3rd and 7 coming up. Jared, your early takeaways on this game? It's been a weird one with the Cowboys barely holding on to a lead. What's kind of your overriding thoughts so far?
We kind of talked about and what and that's
I think we get to an area where people get so outraged because, hey, again, this is the first game they played in 15 days. And it is a 3rd and 2 right here after a neutral zone infraction on Marcus Golden. And they get the first down. Dak slinging it out to Cobb. So the Cowboys kind of driving here, leading by 1. But there's a couple things I want to say here. Zeke so far, 17 carries, 115 yards, getting 7 yards a carry. That's good. You like that. They've tried to implement Tony Pollard a little bit. He had a big drop on a screen pass that might have been a touchdown, but they've tried to implement him a little bit. Penalties and turnovers is what this has come down to. And the reason this thing is not ugly in the opposite direction is because your defense has played pretty well, in my opinion. And I also think that I would say that the Giants just aren't good, and they've committed penalties and turnovers. So, that's allowed this to kind of be a game that you win. It ain't ugly, and I think what you said is perfect. The Cowboys are not a dominant team. They're a good team. They're not a dominant team. And I think that's the difference. And in the NFC, a good team can go make things happen because I'm not sure who the dominant team is in the NFC. I think at spurts, it's looked like the Vikings. At spurts, it's looked like the Saints. At spurts, it's looked like the Seahawks or the Packers. There's not a clear dominant team in the NFC. So, no,
because I don't.
I absolutely don't. So that's kind of where I sit on this. Cowboys have not done a good job in the red zone tonight, but in the red zone defense has been good. And they've got themselves in now a manageable 3rd down as another 7-yard carry for Zeke. Another thing I wanted to say here, Saquon Barkley, 13 carries for 27 yards. We're pretty happy about that, right? I know everyone wants to be frustrated. Evan Ingram, 5 catches, 43 yards. Golden Tate, 5 catches, 30 yards. The defense has been good. They've got a couple turnovers. At some point, there's not I always thought the defense's bad thing has been a little overhyped. All their numbers, besides time of possession, look different. Look the same as last year on defense. Dak gets a little quarterback keeper for a first down, but there's a flag on the play. We'll see what that flag is. But if you look at all the defensive numbers from last year to this year, it's all about it's a little different, maybe fewer sacks. We saw DeMarcus Lawrence get a sack tonight. We saw Jalen Smith get a sack tonight. We saw them get after the quarterback a little bit. Now, I want to remind you, if you hit on the fan line in the top right corner, you can join us on the video feed. And also want to remind you, if you go to mybookie.ag, use the promo code FANCRED and double your deposit, then they will that's basically what happens. Yeah, mybookie.ag, promo code's FANCRED, they double your deposit. Just like that. So make sure you do that. Here is Evangelos. And Evangelos, I hope I'm saying your name right, and I know you join us almost every week, if not every week here on FanCred. Why does Garrett look like a zombie coach every time he's at the Meadowlands? Bloodshot eyes and no passion. First and 10 on the 15. Is that a touchdown, Jared? Touchdown, Michael Gallup.
One.
So we're going to check his feet here, make sure his feet are in bounds. So Dak threw it to him right at the first down marker on the right side, just kind of slung it out there. And then he hurdled he did. He kept his feet in. Yeah, an incredible touchdown by Michael Gallup. All right. Now we got to make the extra point, which is always a coin flip. I saw our buddy Jeff Cavanaugh, who sometimes joins us, and he said that there appeared to him to be a couple of phantom holding calls. Without going back and rewinding, I didn't want to do that and lose track of where we are in the game, so I didn't go back and see. But I take Jeff's word for it. Jeff's got a really good football eye, and the extra point's good. It's 23-15. The highlight of the game so far is the cat, right?
Decided to that. Again, my apologies. I'm sure, I'm missing out big time, but get into the stadium.
So when you're broadcasting Ranger games, you've done games in Oakland, right? Yeah, don't they just have like animals that just live in the stadium? Like it's well known. They pay rent. We've got Jeff K in the house. Jeff K joins us sometimes on Fan Cred. Let's bring Jeff K on for a little bit of fan live. What's it called? No, it's the fan line. Sorry, I was trying to say live fan action. And it is live fan action, but it's the fan line button. What's up, Jeff K?
What up, fellas? How y'all doing?
We're doing good. Thanks for joining us, man. What's on your mind?
Man, I mean, truthfully, this game has it's kind of been a beating to watch. Oh, I mean, really, it's just been I think in a lot of ways bad offensive football with costly mistakes between the turnovers, the penalties. I wouldn't say I feel like Dak has looked bad, but he just really hasn't looked great to me tonight.
Yeah, it's been a weird night. And one thing that Jared and I were talking about, I'm glad you set that up, Jeff. Thanks for popping on and good to see you, my man.
Yes, sir.
One thing Jeff and I were talking about is the receiving threat on this team. I'm going to pull up the stats here. Cobb 5 for 31, Amari 2 for 30, Gallup 2 for 33, Jarwin 1 for 42, Pollard 1 for 49, Witten 6 for 42. I really thought they could sling it around. I just think the game got in a real weird spot, and the Cowboys were just not as efficient as they've been on third downs. I mean, I think the second goes 1 for 7 on the night, and they ended up getting the first down on that one. I mean, the Cowboys are first in the league in third down conversion percentage, over 50%. Tonight, they're well under 25% at this point, I think, depending on what happened on that last drive. So, that number's lower than usual, and that just changes the way things happen. But, yeah, do we have an Amari Cooper issue being hurt? Do we have a Randall Cobb issue? Is Randall Cobb a guy who can play 16 games for you? I don't know, man. I don't know where I'm at on that. I like Cobb. I support the signing. I definitely want him at 1 at 5 years, then Beasley at 4 at 37 or whatever that contract was. But, you see Gallup make a play there. You see, I want them working Jarwin and Tony Pollard into the offense. I don't need one wide receiver to stand out all the time. I need multiple guys. I want to have 6 or 7 options at all times. That's what I want for this offense. Yeah, Saquon on the little screen pass, and he is off to the races. Brought down at the 5. brought down at the 5. So that's like a good 80-yard play right there. You really hate to see it, Jared. You hate to see it happen.
Sure. About, but a lot, it does seem like more so this last year, whether it's for making decisions.
Yeah.
Go. And it's a valuable tool that you almost need.
So here's what happens.
Take it to that next.
This is why it's great to be partnered here with MyBookie.ag. Again, if you go to MyBookie.ag, the promo code's FanCred, where they will double your deposit. After that run, the odds were Cowboys by 7.5, as they lead by 8 right now. It dropped to Cowboys by 4.5, just like that. So, go get some money in there at MyBookie.ag. They're basically giving you free money if you use FanCred as the promo code to double your deposit. 12 minutes left, second down, ball batted down by Cheeto. We've got another third down coming up, a 3rd and 10 coming up for the Giants, trailing by 8. I want to give Thad a shout out, and leave your comments. We'll read them on the air. Thad says the first time he's gotten this app to connect, and finally this is exactly what he needs in games like this when he's in Bama country watching alone. Thad, thanks for joining us. We do this every week, so hopefully you'll join us next Sunday night for some fourth quarter live for some Cowboys-Vikings action. 3rd and 10, refs kind of talking with the Giants head coach. The referee looks a lot like Bill Hader of Saturday Night Live and the TV show Barry. Is Shermer going to challenge if this is PI on Cheeto? Because that seems like a bad idea. This is the whole problem with all of this, and this is what the coaches have to understand. And this is why this is a bad thing in general. This whole challenge rule. This is not about getting every call right. Okay? This is not about getting every call right. Overall, it should be about the quality of play. And if these coaches are so concerned, and they're the people on the competition committee, and I should lump Stephen Jones in there, but Jason Garrett's the one who gave an impassioned speech to say, let the coaches have some say here. Well, the coaches are dead set on this being a situation where you get every call right. And coaches, it's not what this is about. I know it's your game. You got to be in charge at all times. This is about the quality of the game. How much more awesome would this game be right now if we were handling a 3rd and 10 right now, instead of looking at these two head coaches and we're looking at the ref talking to the screen? We know that's probably pass interference, but they are not going to call this. They're not going to turn it. I'm amazed that coaches are still in week 9 here, still challenging, though. The refs have made it clear. They've made it clear. Whatever, you got what you got at the meetings. We're not overturning these. And you know what? I stand with the refs here. I agree with them. You shouldn't overcall. Just keep the game going. Because now you're opening you might as well challenge everything. If you're going to nitpick certain things, you should nitpick everything. 3rd and 10. Ball at the 11. Daniel Jones is going to miss a fairly open Darius Slayton.
Open in the end. So maybe.
Are Giants going to go for it here? Oh, yeah, he did have Evan Ingram. Oh, my gosh, Evan Ingram was wide open as the Cowboys are kind of – looked like they were in a zone, at least on the outside. There's 12 minutes left. 23-15. Yeah, that ought to change it. That'll change the odds, I would imagine, a little bit too here.
Live
Cowboys.
KT NFC.
Good. I'm saying the kick is good.
Is her time. I really think that they got a really bright future offensively. They get their offense. The Giants, I'm gonna call it right now. They're a candidate to
Yeah, and we'll see like what happens with the Eagles and how we feel about them towards the end of this thing. As we're still having there's a flag on the field, but I think it's all going to be the kick's still good. So 23-18. I'm getting word the MyBookie.ag odds have changed now to Cowboys by 5.5. So if you think the Cowboys will extend this lead, maybe slip on over. Oh, it's going to be a personal foul on DeMarcus Lawrence, but it's going to be after the kick, so it's going to be on the kickoff. The live odds now 5.5. Cowboys by 5.5. So go to mybookie.ag. Use fan credit as the promo code, and they'll double your deposit. But those are your live odds. The Cowboys lead by 5. Obviously, you would expect them to get some points here because it's going to be a really scary situation if the Cowboys don't get points and give the ball back to the Giants down by 5. Zach has weighed in the chat box here. Where would you draft the cat? Late first? Maybe does he slip into the early second? Yep.
Look at the
Yeah.
Would
Yeah, like you don't want to give him like over 20 carries or anything, but you do want to see if you can get him maybe 10 carries, maybe see if you can get him 5 or 6 catches out of the backfield. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm with you on that. He showed some good athleticism. Yeah, it's one of those things where you look at that cat and I go, he's a little bit of a danger to everyone, right? Because what if he is rabid? Right? What if you get rabies? Another flag. It's gonna. Oh, you always love back-to-back personal fouls. There's a personal foul on Justin March. One of the Cowboys. It has gotten chippy in this game. Yeah, Justin March pulling a guy off a pile. Can't do that. Can't do that. I would too. 1st and 10. Cowboys have the ball. 11:45 left in the fourth. We are talking about a situation where they're on the 10. This is where too you want to see, like they've really ran the ball the way they've wanted to on the Giants. They make me nervous with the way they choose to run the ball a lot, and they come out throwing. Oh, I love it. And there's your guy Cooper for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Evangelos is still not a big fan of Garrett. He says that cat was frothing at the mouth on a close-up. More passion than Garrett. We're going empty here. Oh, okay. They motioned Zeke back into the backfield. So back to pistol. 2nd and 4. And a handoff. Oh, and the Giants stop it. Man, do we have a big 3rd and 5 coming up here? Big play. Cowboys lead by 5, 11 minutes left. 3rd and 5. Crowd getting hype at MetLife Field. What are you thinking here, Jared? What do you want to see the Cowboys do right here? You get somewhere you want the ball to go?
Yeah, Amari.
This feels like a very Witten type play, doesn't it? Well, Witten's not in the game. Jarwin is in the game. So, I'm high-fiving it. Oh, Jarwin's he's going deep. Oh, he's going deep to Cooper. And they get the flag. They get the pass interference on DeAndre Baker, the rookie cornerback from Georgia. Shermer on the Giants sideline is pissed. Yeah. And this is the problem with the whole challenging thing. What, you got to challenge that if you're the Giants? I mean, Baker was. No, Baker's all over him, but I don't like the call. I just think they should let him play. I've always thought that. There's nothing new. I've always thought you should just let him play for the most part. If it's egregious, let's go. Was Baker interfering with that pass? Yeah. But at some point you have to at cornerback, And that's DeAndre Baker, man. That's his MO coming out of Georgia. He is a physical corner. He worries you because he doesn't have that good top-end speed, but he is a physical quarterback, and there he is. Tonight, he's been thrown at 8 times, 4 catches for 56 yards, according to that graphic on ESPN. Cedric says Jarwin should be the starter. I don't think there's enough of a disparity between Witten, the run blocker, and Jarwin, the run blocker, to where I'm like, I just think they should both play 50% of the time. You saw it on the touchdown earlier. It was so clear that Jarwin is a different athlete, man. I mean, he's a special type of player. I like the no call there on the out of bounds. I didn't think he was I thought he was still in bounds when that tackle happened. I know the Cowboys were lobbying for a penalty. So second down now, closing in on 10 minutes left in the fourth.
Averaging a
ref show in the NFL that we know and love. Yeah, I agree. Feed Zeke, and here comes a flag. Are they going to get a face mask here? Is that what you're seeing? What do you think here? Zeke reverses the field. Zeke, I think, and this, by the way, the spread has changed to Cowboys -7.5. So if you were smart earlier and got a little action on MyBookie.ag, use the promo code FanCred, you could have got in for 5.5. But if you want to get in for 7.5 odds, do it right now. MyBookie.ag, promo code is FanCred. They will double your deposit. So put down $50, you'll get 100, just like that. Free money. Promo code FanCred at MyBookie.ag. The narrative of Zeke losing a little bit of burst might be true. I've seen that. I think it's over-exaggerated. I think most running backs in year 4 look slower than they did when they were a rookie, Another check down over to Witten. And Witten, in the open field, Witten's numbers are going to end up looking really good. In fact, that right there will put him with that play. Let's see. How many yards do we get on that one? We got another flag. Okay, sorry here. I'm trying to pull up the stats here. Witten, I believe he had 7 catches for 49 yards going into that play. It's amazing that the league still allows ref shows to happen in the fourth quarter on national TV. I mean, it's like have a conference call with your officials and tell them, look, it ain't about you on these. Like you won't get away with it when there's 8 games going on at once on Sunday at noon. This is the only game America is watching. The Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night games. The refs need to be made clear. Stop turning these games into ref shows in the fourth quarter.
What?
Personal foul and Bob. It's gonna be a crack. Yeah, you can't. That's not a crack, but it's a you can't do that. If the guy can't see you and his head's not around, you can't hit him. And honestly, did Cobb need to hit that guy? Yeah. Ball on the Giants 49, 1st and 10. Cowboys kind of treading water on this drive. Over, over to Cobb. Where's the flag? Where's the flag? No flag. Lots of issues with the ESPN Monday Night Football broadcast and the graphics that they've thrown out there. I just don't understand why they think they have to have an animation crew on their broadcast. But that's neither here nor there, Jared. Neither here. 8 for 58 for Witt so far. 2nd and 12. And I hate runs on 2nd and 12. 3rd and 12 coming up. Zeke gets nothing. Cowboys on the Giants 45. Saquon telling the crowd to get up. The big play. More than anything, you need yards. If you're at the 45, that's currently a 62-yard field goal. Probably won't do that again here. But if you got on 3rd and 12, if you got 8 yards, it puts you in a decent area to kind of consider getting a field goal attempt. And I think you kind of trust Maher to make it from plus 50. Kind of. 8 minutes left in the game. Dak, plenty of time, launches over the middle, caught. I'll stop doing play-by-play now. That's going to be a touchdown to Amari Cooper, Jared. Just like that. Woo! 45-yard touchdown.
Wait.
Well, you're not allowed to do that, technically. Okay, we got DeAndre Baker. Oh, he passed him off. And the Giants safeties are such garbage. Oh, my God, they're so garbage. I'm feeling real good about going to MyBookie.ag and getting some action on that 5.5 line from about 10 minutes ago. So 29-18. I predicted, Jared, this game would be 30-17. So kick is good. 30-18. Cowboys lead. 7:56 left. Gosh, that is such horrible coverage by the Giants. So Amari Cooper runs free. He'll end up having a good look at that too. Nah, man, I just start yawning sometimes when I've been sitting here for a long time. And when you talk, oxygen leaves your body, so causing you to yawn. 4 catches, 80 yards for Amari Cooper. 4 catches, 80 yards. Zeke, 21 for 130. So that's 22 catches. That's 21 carries for Zeke. So, that's not a bad disparity. Dak, 22 of 34, 257, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Take away the interception on the first play of the game. Dak's been awesome. They're very efficient, early in the game.
This game.
16 games this year. At the beginning of the year, I would have said Cobb. Now I would tell you Cole Beasley. Because keep in mind, Cole Beasley had injury questions too. He he missed some OTAs and stuff like that because he had a core body injury, and he's had hammy issues here in town. I went back when he was in town. I love this. I just thought, when you look at these things, it's how are you looking at it? And I look at this guy as a 1-year, $5 million player. And I'll roll the dice and take a chance on him being healthy. You know what I do like is we've seen Cedric Wilson play a little bit. And it's not that we wanted Cedric Wilson to play a little bit, but you kind of have an idea that he can at least fill in if you needed an emergency slot wide receiver. You have the idea that he can at least fill in and be serviceable, won't kill you. But I think that's an area you can look to draft. The wide receiver class is going to be deep. Obviously, they're probably going to do something with defensive tackle. They're probably going to draft a defensive tackle. They're probably going to draft a corner or a safety. Well, who knows? This team. Maybe a defensive end. But if you wanted to draft one of those speed demon slot wide receiver guys, I would love that because I think you need to continue to add speed to your team. My prime example of this is Philadelphia. And the news today that Deshaun Jackson's going under the knife for surgery. Well, Deshaun Jackson's the only element of that offense that makes you go, oh, my God, he can stretch the field. This guy can be a deep threat. And that's been a key to that offensive struggles. They're very station to station with the way they play offense right now because they don't have guys who have speed to make huge game-breaking plays. Cowboys have two of those guys, Cobb and Cooper, and to an extent, I think when Jarwin's in the game has shown he can have some game-breaking plays. But over at MyBookie.ag, Jared, it's 11.5 as the spread right now. So Cowboys 30-18.
That 5.5 points.
FanCred is the promo code. They'll double your deposit just like that. Giants are going to need to go get points. They can't settle for 3 here, as it is a 12-point game. And Daniel Jones runs the offense here. 7:50 left. It is – I'm going to answer your question, and I'm going to say that I would have answered that thing Cobb. The way I feel about it right now is clearly Cole Beasley. That's the easy thing for me to say, though, right? Because Beasley's been effective in Buffalo. But you can't pay him that contract, They decided to run the ball in first down to kind of run the clock out here, so it's real weird when teams do that. Like,
Giants want to go home.
Hey, we're down by 2 scores. Let's run it on first down. God, another flag. Gee.
Could actually carry a cat.
The problem with that is that the cat's knees would break every time. He goes down. Like how is he running? You really couldn't. Because he's not running like. So hold on. Is he running standing up?
You'd make.
Oh my God. Sean Lee. Sean Lee's been good tonight, right?
Very nice.
I saw earlier, and there's Leighton Vander Esch at the sideline yelling, "Let's go!" Sean Lee's been all over the place, and that's something that I was not at all concerned about. Was him, sitting there going, fine. Sean Lee can still play. I want Sean Lee to come back next year. I want him to come back on the same deal, if you will. 9 tackles tonight for Sean Lee. And now we have, Jared, what they're calling in the football industry a 3rd and 21 for the Giants. Oh, and he checked it down? Oh, my God.
Yeah. I mean, I get hoping you get a 3 and out and and get the ball back somehow. But an onside kick recovery, if you're almost on flat, that's probably a coin down. I don't know.
No,
Tough
I
here.
100% agree with you on this, especially when you're 2-6. And maybe they just want to secure the loss and consider it a tanking thing. But I don't think teams think like that. I really don't. But I don't think many of them do. I really think that that's a situation where I wish teams would be more I guess they would be more willing to just say screw it, like you said, and just go for it. You know, I was watching a game. This is a weird one, but it was on NFL Network. This was actually months ago. And it was Super Bowl 31 between the Packers and the Patriots. And I was amazed at how Bill Parcells was just down by 2 scores with a little bit of time left and chose to punt on like a 4th and 2 in that game. It's like it was unheard of back then. And again, that's almost 25 years ago. But it's like it was unheard of back then to go for it on 4th and 2. I'm like, man, you're down by 2 scores in the Super Bowl. What's happening here? Another penalty, believe it or not, on that punt return from Tavon Austin, and then they got a play to Zeke, I believe. And holding offense. Well, the thing about your odds there, Jared, it's a hold on Cobb. Man, another great graphic. The thing about your odds there, are you accounting for the Cowboys to run it on first down and get a holding penalty? Because now I don't know what the odds are.
Three.
There's a handoff to Cobb, just a quick kind of a jet sweep type play. We are down to 5 minutes left in the game. Giants have 2 timeouts left, so I don't know. This is kind of where I'm with you. Sometimes it's great to go ahead and throw it, but I don't think the Giants are going to go get 2 touchdowns on us on this deal. Okay, yeah. Because right now, you can take this game, you can take the clock to about, we'll see if the Giants use their timeouts, but you're likely going to get this thing under 4 minutes. There's another handoff to Zeke, and that will start with 3rd and 10. And the Giants are still not used their timeout. There they are. They burn 1 right there. Given the way that onside kicks are basically impossible, I'm kind of with you. I'm just kind of running it here. Make them use their timeouts. 40 seconds off the clock. Kirk Cousins on the road, 6-28 against teams who are over 500. Now, I'm against putting everything on the quarterback. You know that. Yeah. What an almost catch. Pretty good throw by Dak up the seam to Cooper. And the Cowboys will punt it. Either way, I don't think there's a wrong answer to that. Going for it on 4th and 10 there. On 3rd and 10, throwing for the first down or running it. I really don't think there's a wrong answer. I admire them trying to go and get the win. Then I'm going to count on my special teams to pin them deep, I think the thing that did make me lean towards a run is that the Giants would have a decision to make with only 1 timeout. I would kind of like them burning that and then only having the 2-minute warning left. Or you could run it down below 4 minutes. But 4:18 left in the game. Giants will have the ball in their own 15. They trail by 12. The line's still 11.5 at MyBookie.ag. So the promo code is FanCred. So if you are a big believer in the Cowboys defense, go ahead. Get some of that action right there of the Cowboys covering 11.5. If you're not a believer in the Cowboys defense, maybe you want to bet the other way. MyBookie.ag could be a lot of fun for you right now, and your deposit will be doubled with free money if you go to FanCred as the promo code. Daniel Jones, 18 of 30, 160 yards, a touchdown, interception. What I think about next week's game, Jared, and I know, again, like I said, I'm not a big fan of putting all these stats on just the quarterback. You take Thielen out of the mix. You look at some of the comments that Mike Zimmer had telling a TV reporter that the offense was too cute yesterday and that they need to be more balanced and run the ball more. I feel like there's constant turmoil with Mike Zimmer getting into it with his offensive coordinator at all times. I think that Vikings team is highly compromised, especially without Thielen, and I think they have some stuff going on, man. They already have one of the worst guards in the league in Pat Elflein, or maybe Elfine. The Ohio State fans can let me know. I think there's inside things going on there for Minnesota. I think the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys will probably be the favorite since they're at home, and I like the Cowboys to beat the Vikings next week. I think they're a better overall team, and I think in a tight game, I think it's been proven time and time again. Kirk Cousins is not great on the road, man. He has got problems in the fourth quarter. Saw nut cutting time yesterday. He's got this label for a reason now. It's not some unfair narrative anymore. Like it's a legit thing. Yeah, he missed some throws yesterday. And there's the big GIF going around where he was yelling, "I'm trying." I guess when Stephon Diggs got mad at him. So we have a situation now where there's 2:35 left, and oh my God, a drop by Red Ellison.
Spanish student at USC. I gotta shout out Red Ellison, my 2-year Spanish partner.
Did he really?
Project.
He was a thing.
He did. It was
we got another sack right here. This is a good one right here. This is Michael Bennett with his first sack as a Dallas Cowboy. So good to see that happen right there. Just kind of winning on the inside like he do. At least I said, I think that's Michael Bennett. Yes, that was Michael. Now Michael Bennett playing right defensive end. Tank rushing from the inside. Robert Quinn playing right defensive end there. Interesting, right? So we were talking about, hey, Michael Bennett can bump inside and rush. Right there, they were rushing Michael Bennett as the left defensive end, and Tank was rushing from the inside next to Robert Quinn. More action here, guys just getting pissed at each other. Will Hernandez, the guard, well known for being fighting a little bit with Robert Quinn. Michael Bennett getting into it. Things just getting real chippy. Giants getting butthurt because they're losing. That's kind of the way it goes here. We've seen this time and time again. Will Hernandez, one of my favorite offensive linemen to ever study. He and Robert Quinn just killing each other here. Will Hernandez. Oh, because he's a jerk. He's awesome. Like, he just wants to dunk on people all the time. He just wants to throw people to the ground and cause problems. I mean, I'm not saying he's a dirty player, but I'm saying that he plays with the killer instinct. You know what I'm saying? He is a mean guy on the football field. And I think that's probably why Robert Quinn was trying to talk trash to him right there. Cedric says, why is Zeke still in the game taking hits? Shouldn't Pollard be getting carries? I think they probably don't trust Pollard. And by the way, college stats from a fumbling perspective, Pollard was just okay. Meanwhile, Zeke was the guy who was like never fumbled ever. You got to look at the fumble ratios and things like that. Tony Pollard just okay. It's hard to know about what he'll be in the pros, but if this is a 19-point game, then yeah, I think then Pollard again. But right then, I think in that last drive, you want Zeke. You still want Zeke to finish in the deal. So finally, they go to the 2-minute warning. It is 30-18. The Giants have the ball. Let's go back to a couple stats on that. Defensively, Jared, I think it was good to see Xavier Woods get an interception and really good to see him force a fumble as well, which was picked up by Darian Thompson. But Xavier Woods is a guy who I thought personally the fan base has been a little hard on. I don't think he's been as bad as people think. I think he's been fine. And because he's not going to lock up 7 interceptions, I think people have an unrealistic expectation for what a free safety should be in this league. I think Xavier Woods has been fine personally.
Nana wants to let everyone know that she thinks they should throw Will Hernandez out of the game.
Nana's, I don't know if he should be thrown out of the game, but yes, he is a dirty player. No, I don't want to say he's a dirty player. He's a mean player, and I would love to have him on my team.
A little bit out you've seen from
yeah, and I think what we've seen from Jalen is the only time he also got that sack, although I don't think they ended up giving him a half a sack for that. They gave Quinn the other half on that sack. I think Jalen is fine as long as he doesn't have to be in space. Yeah, I think anytime you're asking him to cover guys outside the hash, anytime you're asking him to break down and make one-on-one tackles outside the hash, I think that's where you get issues. But if you're kind of more of a straight line type guy and he can use his instincts because he does see the play pretty quickly, I think that's where you see the strength of Jalen. Van Der Esch is the guy who I feel more comfortable, covering, a running back out of the backfield, on a wheel route or something like that. Not so much Jalen. Looking at the NFC, we have got the 49ers at 8-0 as the 1 seed, the Saints the 2 seed at 7-1, the Packers the 3 seed currently at 7-2, and then you have the Cowboys who are going to get this win and go to 5-3, and then the Seahawks and the Vikings, kind of the wild card teams right now. Look at this win. It wasn't pretty, but in the end, you did what you had to do. I'm not going to be a type of person who goes and freaks out about this win, Jared. I think this is kind of the things that you should expect against the Giants on the road. I think it was always – I don't know if it was always going to be sloppy, but I think – I didn't see anything tonight that makes me panic or freak out. I don't think this team's any different. I don't feel any different about this team than I did coming into the game.
I'll go back to what I said earlier. I think that divisional road games are tough. And it's not to say that would be sometimes divisional road games when one team's better than the other, they're going to be sloppy. And I'll go back to the New England Patriots here for this. The Patriots and of the last decade. While the Patriots probably have won 30 more games than the Dolphins over that time period. But, for whatever reason, sometimes divisional road games are a challenge. And it's, the Cowboys are not a very bad team, especially when they're on the road. It's just not – they are not that good. They're good. They're not that good. So – did they control the – yes. But they're going to end up getting a double-digit win. And, really –
Well, I know the Giants are not the Cardinals, but I want to use the Cardinals as an example here. What did you see with the 49ers on Thursday night? You saw them screw around with the Cardinals for a lot of that game. What did you see with the Saints when they played the Cardinals 2 weeks ago? You saw a very close game. There's going to be a sack right there. Malik Collins is going to get a sack. It's good to see the pass rush finally come through. I know it's late in the game. Some would call this garbage time. It's good to see the pass rush happening. I guess my point is you've seen teams up there in the NFC kind of fart around with some bad teams. It's just something that happens. What's going to come down to is those games against the Lions, that game against the Vikings. Those things are going to be games that you need to win, and that's where you're kind of going to think about things a little differently. So 30-18. I look at the entire NFC. 49ers Seahawks next week is going to be fun. And I think Seahawks will probably get them, and that'll be the 49ers' first loss of the year. You know, you get to 5-3, and I'm maybe jumping the gun here. Maybe you should just try to focus on winning the division. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that you could be in the mix to go get a bye either. I still think you have a chance to do that. I'm saying a chance. I'm not saying it's likely or anything like that. I want to go back to something, though. Everyone's talking about penalties are the thing you got to clean up most. Penalties. The Dak interception, tough. First play of the game, no free passes. That can't happen. The Cobb fumble, I'm kind of giving a free pass there, dude. It was a good hit. There's a loose ball. Man, this game has turned into a peewee football game. So Daniel Jones is hit as he throws. Jordan Lewis picks it up and runs it for a touchdown. There's a flag on the play. See, they blew out the Giants, Jared. So why is everyone freaking out? Did he get the sack here? Oh, yeah, Dorrance Armstrong gets to the ball. And Jordan Lewis, always Johnny on the spot, man. Every time he's in the game, he makes plays. What a great play by Dorrance Armstrong. That's incredible. So we've seen flashes from Dorrance Armstrong. We saw a flash from Michael Bennett. We saw a flash from Malik Collins. We saw Tank have a pretty good night. We saw Robert Quinn get a little bit of action. Didn't have a big 2 or 3 sack game like he's had in the past. We saw Jalen get to the quarterback. That's one thing I was talking to my buddy John Machota from The Athletic. John Machota, our crap. One thing I was talking to him about, and he goes, what I'm looking for the most, they have to get to the passer. They need to prove that they can get to the passer. And tonight they did that, man. We're going to go on the fly here, Jared. I'm going – I believe I have them at 5 sacks here. 1 for Dorrance, 1 for Michael Bennett, 1 for Malik Collins, 1 for Tank, and then a half for Quentin Smith. 5 sacks. Very nice. 2 fumbles right there. So 3 takeaways right there, right? An interception by Xavier Woods, which was huge, that was combined with a 30-yard return. You got the Xavier Woods forced fumble and the recovery by Darian Thompson. And then you got that right there. So 3 turnovers. The Giants had 2. Did you give Cobb a free pass on his fumble? I mean, he got drilled, right? Like, Peppers hit the ball like with his helmet. He got murdered. Thank you. Oh, I am too. Our buddy Vagelos says, great work tonight, guys. Nice hearing your voice, KT. See y'all again Sunday night. Yeah, Jared and I will be here Sunday night, right? Most likely, Jared. If it's not Jared, it'll be someone else, but I think it'll be Jared. Figure it out, man. Maybe we can have him on. 37-18, Cowboys win. Jared, your final thoughts. Yeah, man. I think that's a good thing. I think this defense is still better than people think. I think the narrative of them being bad, I think that's just a little bit overblown in my opinion. Penalties are the big thing. Clean that up. Got to clean that up. You're about to play 5 games in 25 days. You're going to have the Thanksgiving day and then the Thursday after that. Sometimes it's good to have a game where things are a little sloppy right off the beginning, and maybe they can get that all worked out. Because Sunday night, Minnesota's a team that'll beat you if you turn the ball over and have a bunch of penalties. I mean, they'll get you. Unless it's a close game in the fourth quarter, and then you just count on Kirk Cousins to screw it up. Well, yeah. Also, I think the Cowboys got out of this game injury-free for the most part. I hope nothing flared up on Amari Cooper, and I think that worry's put to rest with this 45-yard touchdown pass. Offensive line, everyone good there? Lyle, Tyron, everyone good? So do you look at that Thielen injury and what that kind of did to the Vikings offense, where they were really just relying on Treadwell? Dalvin Cook can beat you, but Dalvin Cook yesterday, the Chiefs had a good game plan for him. Dalvin Cook had 21 carries for 71 yards. We always talk about worrying about the run defense on this team. Shut down Dalvin Cook, you got a really good chance to go get the Vikings. My early prediction is Cowboys go ahead and get the Vikings. I think it'll be a close game, probably 7 points or so, but I'm very confident in the Cowboys beating the Vikings on Sunday night. Knowing how the Vikings like to run the ball, you kind of wonder what the Cowboys' game plan was going to be tonight. The game plan was come out and kind of set up the run with the pass. So I'm talking about all the running that's going to happen in that game. The game's going to go by faster. Mid-20s.
Vikings 27 for my Monday
Fourth
night
quarter game-winning drive for Kirk Cousins. Come on,
Captain.
You know that's not going to happen. It's never happened. Like, that's the weird thing. What's the big win for Kirk Cousins? Does he have one? Someone threw out the best game was a tie.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter Kirk Cousins sucks narrative now collides with the primetime football Kirk Cousins narrative as well.
Big one. Hey, LSU, Alabama, who wins on?
LSU wins. But watch out for Alabama. Just kidding. Just kidding. That was just good analysis. An analyst doing analysis. I forgot how to broadcast over the time. I don't have a job.
All right.
Shout out to Isaac, who says that he misses me, and great job repping Fort Worth. Yeah, I was showing my Fort Worth. And I like Fort Worth. I think it's a good city. All right. Free agency. What do you think? What do you think about the Dodgers lefty Ryu?
I think they're going to sign all of them. I'm going to sign him, but they're going to sign everyone else.
Oh, I like that one. Hopefully they can get him. Hey,
Trout. I think Chew for Trout, probably a good deal.
Guys, I'll close it out with my favorite broadcasting cliche. It'll be interesting to see. We'll find out. All right, Jared. For Jared Sandler. Over here. Yeah, there he is. I'm Kevin Turner. We'll see you next Sunday night. Cowboys Vikings on FanCred. And remember, MyBookie.ag, the promo code is FanCred, where they will double your deposit. Cowboys 5-3, first place in the NFC East. The Vikings are in town on Sunday night. We'll see you here on FanCred on Fourth Quarter Live. Bye.
See ya.